Stop going. Just go down. Are you down? Yeah. Hi, my name is Ashton. I'm Monty Mshavo. This is my twin brother Christian, and this is the FJ49. Just as I turned 16, I found this car on Gumtree. I needed another car, so we just went and just had a look at it because we were bored. Little did I know what me buying that car would have turned into 2 years later. During the point that Ashton bought his FJ, I got my first car because I was more into my Japs, so I ended up getting a S15, and then Ashton got the FJ. So it's just two twins with two completely different tastes, but worked out well. I have been working ever since I was really young, just saving up cash because I was going to eventually buy my first car. When we found this, I was like, Dad, this is the one. I owned the car outright all by myself. And then when the build began progressing further, I got access to all the engineers and tools that we have at Patriot campus to really get this car done. I could only really work on this car on like the Christmas holiday and weekends, so I kind of dropped out and began going to trade college so I could focus on this thing full time. So whilst Ashton left our normal school to go to trade college, I decided to stay there and keep on going to finish grade 12, so I could only help out on the FJ over the Christmas holidays, Easter holidays, and the occasions days. So I tried to help out as much as I could, but Ashton spent most of the time on it. This is very exciting.
Don't hit the bus.
I owned this car stock for about 6 or so months on my L's. We took it out on a couple of camping trips, and every time I would take it out, something I would go wrong. The first time I did the clutch, which is probably a me sort of thing, but the second time it just kept overheating. But when it was running, that car was so much fun to drive when it was just completely stock and made absolutely no power. Oh, the inspiration for doing the whole 79 series driveline conversion came out of my dad having a lot of 79, so he thought that it would be a really good idea to put all the running gear out of the most reliable Australian car into one of the most iconic Land Cruisers. We ended up deciding to get a donor car for the conversion, which would give us the engine, the gearbox, and all the driveline components, as well as the wiring harness. So we bought a old single cab mine spec 79 that has been rolled over, sight unseen, and the thing turned up and it was a little bit more flogged than we thought.
Well done. Well done, mate. Yeah. How'd you go? Yeah, good. That didn't take long. No. There it is. The engine is finally out. The heart is out of the 79.
Yeah, why did you decide to do it the way you did and not just do a cab swap on a 79?
Here we go.
Oh,
this
is like Ashton's like passion.
This is going to ruffle some f***ing feathers. So if you wanted to take like the easy way out with a conversion, what you would do is take the FJ body off of the FJ chassis and just chuck it on a 79 chassis, job done. Which would have different problems, but it would be way easier overall. But that turns a 45 with 79 running gear into a 79 series, so that looks like a 45 with a 45 cab. So that's not how I like to think about it. Like, that just doesn't sit right in my head. So I wanted it to be a full FJ45 with 79 running gear. So that's why I went down the road of putting all the running gear onto this chassis and body, and not just doing the body swap onto the chassis. Before I bought this car and began working on this car, I'm going to be honest, I knew bloody nothing. Like, the only reason that I purchased this car was because of the opportunity. I was there and I was like, oh my God, first car, yeah, all right, let's do it. I didn't know what these things I mean to people or any of this. The only way I learned like I had to work on cars is from this thing, from just jumping in and getting it done. Just work it out and use like your head. So what I would change with this build is a couple of easy things. It's not anything big. I would chuck some coils in the back. Not for like the wanker factor, but just because coils do just ride better and perform better and would shoot the level that this car is at. And I would also just change a couple of interior things. Maybe a rooftop tent over the tub, but that can all be changed. So I think that we pretty much nailed all the rest of the build, and there's nothing really major I would change. I mean, like, I love the paint, I love the engine, I love how it runs, I love all the mods. So yeah, I don't think there's anything too big I would change about it. While we were filming this rig rundown, we got a very exciting phone call. Jeez, no way.
Holy shit.
All right, well that happened.
I don't know if I can put this on my episode.
So stay tuned on the Patriot Games YouTube channels and Instagram to see what that's all about. And if you wanted to know anything more about how this car was built and how it was made, head over to the Patriot Games YouTube channel. Whilst we're sitting here, I would love to thank the whole team at Patriot Campers for actually making this build possible. Without you guys, we definitely would not have been able to learn and actually accomplish a build like this. The main boys I would like to thank is Jack, Harrison, Pedro, and Steve. You boys have changed our lives with this car, and yeah, thank you. Yeah, also I would like to give a thanks to GSL for really helping out on this build, Red Arc for that amazing 12 volt suite, Bob Jane Teamers for helping out with the tyres and fitting of the wheels, GME always being able to talk shit on the radio with like the boys. That's a big one. Yep. Max tracks, those color match tracks look mint, even though they're never going to get used because it's a showpiece. And we would also like to thank Dominic for keeping our beers cold. If you want to see a more detailed walkthrough of the FJ49, tune in tomorrow on the Built Not Bought channel to see everything that has gone into the FJ49.
Please click the button to your left if you want to go and check out the latest merchandise we have on our website. If you missed last week's episode, click down below to see it, and most importantly, on the far left, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.